creative director of Turkel Brands. Thanks for coming on the show and coming here in person. I love that. It really struck me last night when I was watching it. You kept seeing the ads, and at the end it said the product, and then under it, it's slashed a hashtag that they wanted you to go on and have a conversation. It mentioned their Twitter handle. It seems like they got a lot of free advertising.
Can you imagine? They didn't pay for that.
They really didn't pay for any of it, because I wondered that. Because if you look at it, it was $4 million for an ad, 26 mentions. It's $104 million in free advertising.
Well, it's not quite, because it's $122,000 a second. You have to multiply that by how much they were up there. Still, can you imagine having a business, having half the advertisers put your name and your brand right up there in front of everybody?
No, it's amazing. It does make me wonder what it's all worth, because when I said all of a sudden they get everybody on tweeting back and forth and talking about the product, what is that? I mean, you don't tweet and then go buy an Audi.
Well, you don't tweet and buy an Audi immediately, but it starts the conversation. And what happens is it lets the advertiser extend what they paid for, because now you go onto the site, you're talking to other people about it, you're hearing their opinions. Someone who loves the product is going to be on there. They're extending the conversation, and really what they're doing is working their way into your life.
But I can see places where it works, like when there was the blackout and Oreo cookies came on, and it was so quick, it was so smart. I mean, they got right on Twitter in the blackout and immediately said you can still dunk in the dark, right? I think we have a picture of that. They tweeted out the picture, and that was hysterical because it was so appropriate to the moment, but it was also true. I mean, you're sitting there and you are eating, and they talk about eating something delicious, and you go, oh, I have some Oreos in the cabinet, or I'm going to buy some Oreos. That's a little bit more immediate and realistic to me than when they're, directing you for Mercedes to go online and say, boy, that was a stunning vehicle.
Well, remember, Mercedes sponsors the Superdome, so Audi got onto Twitter right away and started making fun of Mercedes because their lights don't work.
Yeah.
What it tells us is this new 24/7 culture of constant messaging is the future. In fact, the future is already here. They had teams ready to prepare these things, and they also worked for a long time before, because Oreos, for example, had 62,000 followers on Twitter. They didn't just make that up. They've been working to build those followers, and now they were able to use them.
Well, but you always say you have to know what the market is and who your buyer is. If you're marketing to someone who's, 45 plus because you have a very expensive car, I'm not sure a lot of those people are on Twitter or having their opinions formed by that. I mean, actually, it doesn't seem like it would work for everyone.
The demographics for Twitter skew much higher than the demographics for other social media sites, mostly because the people on Twitter have something to say. Younger consumers really aren't that interested in it. But the idea is, how do you get people talking? How do you extend that conversation? And more importantly, how do you extend the relationship? How do you make people feel like they're a part of what's going on?
Does this leave Facebook in the dust, or is Facebook a totally different product? Because the other thing that struck me was, in all the time I was watching, I only saw one mention of Facebook. For the constant Twitter, it does seem like Facebook has lost.
And I think the actual Facebook count was 4. Yeah. So you're right. As far as it goes for numbers, Twitter left Facebook in the dust. But remember, it's different products. What Twitter has won is they are now the ubiquitous go-to service for real-time conversation. Yeah. Facebook is for posting photos, for keeping people up to date.
Is it a conversation, or is it a lot of people screaming at the same time? Is anyone listening?
Oh, yeah, of course. People are responding. They're retweeting. I mean, the Oreo ad you showed, I think they showed it being retweeted 10,000 times in a minute. Yeah. So people are taking a message. You say something clever. I'm going to send it out to my friends, and that's where the exponential growth is.
Okay. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Bruce Turkel, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, next on.